Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am feeling a little bit out of sorts right now. I am very nervous because I am actually going to be trying to get some attention with this video. I will be going into why a bit later in the video. So have no fear, understanding will come. I have started talking a little bit on some of my social media about wanting to do something other than the official. I apologize again. My brain is struggling right now. But I wanted to do something other than the official. Oh, crap. I don't have anything to put my pencil shavings in. Yikes. I didn't want to do the official prompts. I don't ever do the official prompts, but this year I really didn't because I don't want to court that kind of controversy right now. So we're just not going to go into that over here, and I'm going to focus on making this my own for right now. And that included the decision to go with doing these pieces in charcoal instead of ink because, well, one, because I am not an illustrator. I want to do portraits. So, and then, stuff like that, which is like pop art stuff, but regardless, that's not ink stuff still. That's paint. So and to me, the whole point of this, these challenges is to, challenge yourself, right? Like push yourself outside your boundaries. And, when it comes to developing skill, I'm over here going, okay, but why would I do something to develop a skill that I don't plan on using? Right? You feel me? Like I plan on trying to make something of being a portrait artist. So, that being said, that's why I'm here doing this. I'm starting out with D'Angelo Wallace, just because he's got such a good looking face and his skin is like so perfect that it's gonna be impossible not to get it right if my skill is where it should be. So I felt like this would be a really good baseline for where I'm at right now. And then, that's kind of what I'm doing, like going from there, down the line to see how it gets better from here. I purposefully chose certain faces like that are similar to each other and put them like in certain places on the list specifically to see how that skill developed over time. And then here, let me try another face that looks just like this again. So that's going to be a big part of it. I'm really stoked to see how that's going to work because I did Chadwick Boseman and I did have a little bit of trouble getting accurately his nose and a little bit of his skin tone. So I just, I really wanted to make a concentrated effort this time to play up the fact that D'Angelo has black features, that he, that I'm drawing him as a black person as opposed to, drawing, drawing dark skin on a face that would look white if you took away the color, you know? So um, even then, I kind of wanted to take the mistake that I knew that I made with Chadwick and apply that. That's part of being a self-taught artist, is always trying to find the ways that you can learn and better yourself and grow. And that's part of the reason why I decided to change, you know, what I do with this challenge this year, because I really think I'm gonna get a lot out of doing the challenge this way and making it more of a thing where you know, it's more about challenging myself and my growth as an artist than it is about following the official prompts. Because, yeah, honestly, like I said before, it feels like it really is just for artists who work with ink, like illustrators. Like, I could draw D'Angelo in ink, but it's really hard to shade in ink. And I don't think that's the best, like, way for me to utilize this challenge to, you know, to get out of it what I intend to get out of it. Which is what I feel like everybody should be trying to get out of it, honestly, because if you're not, I feel like as an artist, every time you put your pencil to paper, you should be going into it with the intention of learning something about yourself as an artist. Whether it's learning something that you're good at and recognizing a recognizing you know, something you're good at, recognizing something you can't do, you know, whatever. Like, there's always something you can be gleaning from every experience. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, what's the point of art if you're not selling it? And I'm over here going, gosh, yo, there's so much point if you're not selling it. Like, I had a conversation with a friend of mine that, you know, about my Chadwick portrait, where she pointed out that it was my, you know, that I had a blind spot as a white person about his facial features, and it blew my mind. And but look, it's making me a better artist because I'm getting a more accurate picture of D'Angelo as I'm working right now. So it's like, you know, regardless of what happens with this video or with this project, if I can even make it 31 full freaking days, you know, I'm still gonna manage to have something that will make this a worthwhile experience. I feel that way about every video I've made. About, okay, I just wanted to say right now, I'm sorry to interrupt interrupt myself, but I am taking a little bit of an artistic license. D'Angelo's glasses are clear. I have no idea how to represent that with the tools that I have right now, so I'm going to take some artistic liberty and make them black. So there is that. So you're going to have to just bear with me and forgive that. But anyway, yeah, I just, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like if you're that person who's not trying to get something out of every little experience that you have, then what is the point? Like, I feel like people have this, like, prevailing attitude that, you know, there's nothing this can teach me, you know, whether it's, you know, because they don't think they were wrong, or because they're in a situation where uh, well, it's mostly people who just don't think that they were wrong. But, and this is what ties it into, you know, so I got fired from my freaking job tonight. Like I did nothing to deserve being fired, and I will stand the frick by that. That the fact that the only reason they kept me as long as they did was because they knew that this kid had COVID, and they knew that he was going to come back when he got better. And freaking, so what happens? What the fuck happens? He's back for 2 days. Not even 2 days. One day he was back. Today was his second day, and I got fired today. That's not a fucking coincidence. And anybody who asks me, I mean, you're free to look me up. People I work with, spread it around. Let them know. Share. Whatever. Because I will stand by the fact that, the last couple of weeks, I did turn around my performance. And, that when there's two bussers on, like there was tonight, that it's crap that I got the blame for everything. And that I feel like that kind of supports my feeling that this was all just a bullshit vendetta. But I still feel like there's something that I could have taken from the situation or learned from it. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense to me. The idea of these people who are like, I didn't do anything wrong. Why do I have to sit there and examine, like, how I handled it or whatever? Like, it's one of those things like, yeah, I may not have been wrong. In fact, I know I wasn't wrong. But, this is like what I aim for, like what the whole point of, therapy was, unpacking my trauma, like being able to be in a situation like this. And, there's people who would have thought I would have been justified. And, like the way that she was talking to me was very, like, she's really a very manipulative and gaslighty type of person. And, like, she's the type of person that will sit there like frickin' Lucy and Charlie Brown with the football. And, like, wow, Charlie Brown, aren't you stupid for not being able to kick the football that I yanked out of your way in the first place? Like, there literally was no pleasing this bitch, like nothing. And I told her as much. And she was like, well, this is an ongoing issue. And I'm like, yeah, you made it an ongoing issue because you were looking for an excuse to fire me. Because you knew you had to have an excuse to fire me by the time you came back. Like, it's not a freaking secret why this escalated when it did. Like, they claim that they had this problem with me for a long time. Why didn't you say anything? Why? Because they knew that Miles was going to come back. They knew that he was going to come back. They knew that he was going to, take his job back. And that they would be able to fire me after that. But they still needed a valid reason. Like, I'm not stupid, okay? This is stuff that happens in the industry, like, and and I'm trying not to be upset about it because this is what really is spurring me with regards to videos and stuff right now, like, and I'm gonna have more time to devote to developing my charcoal technique and my techniques for shading different kinds of faces. Like, I very much want to be a and I'm handling this appropriately type of person. I've got applications in at a couple of places, so hopefully I'll get interviews soon. But also, if I don't, like, it's also, you know, possible that something will hit here. So, you know, if I can just hang in there and manage to, you know, just keep doing the right thing, then the right thing, you know, will lead to, you know, something better coming along. So, you know, I'm really gonna try to make sure that I don't sacrifice anything. Like, oh, I think I found a way to make this sort of, at least, sort of look correct. Oh my goodness. D'Angelo has the most perfect face in the world. It is so difficult for me to even, like, I'm like, I know I'm capturing it okay, but then I look at it and I'm like, wait a minute, but then I'm like, no buts, it looks fine. Oh, good grief. I picked a complicated model, I sure did. And just so everybody is aware, this is going to be a multi-part video, or a multi-part series of videos. Not 31, not one for every day. I don't think I'm going to be able to handle that, and keep up with the drawings. Just because, you know, I do have to find a new job. I have to make sure that I can pay my rent in November, and, you know, I gotta make sure I can feed my children and that kind of thing. So, but I am already starting to feel a bit droopy right now, and I feel like it might be a little bit of a post-traumatic response to, you know, the experience I had tonight. So I really want to make sure that I'm not neglecting self-care too. Like, it's okay for me to need some time. And by some time, you know, what I mean is like a day to like deal with how this absolute miserably shitty human being made me feel. Like, the service industry is unfortunately an industry in which, you know, people like my ex-boss are like, they're encouraged to behave in ways that like are literally considered like psychopathic. She's absolutely, I swear to God, she gets off treating people poorly, and that just baffles me. Like, somebody once said to me that if I wanted to own my own business, that I had to be okay with treating people badly because that's the only way to get shit done. And I'm over here going, are you kidding me? Like, I would like to say, like, to give, like, a plea to the YouTube community, like, especially the bigger creators, if anybody sees this, like, just let me know. Like, my Twitter is going to be in, you know, the description of pretty much every video. I'll put it in the description of this video, but, like, let me know. Oh my goodness, I just had a brain blank. This is what happens when I get triggered. Like, I've said it, you know, like, so I'm gonna have to go back in editing and figure that out, and maybe we'll fix it, I don't know. But, what was I saying? YouTube creators, bigger, what did you tell me? Oh, tell me how it is with those of you who have bigger, like, editing teams. Like, I really feel like those of you that are good people, like the ones of you that I stand by, like, I'm sorry it took my brain so long to catch up there, by the way. But, you know, I really want to believe that you don't treat your editors like that. That, you know, that you're nice to them and that you're, you know, you take care of them. And, like, you still get shit done. Like, I know that Rumi, for instance, takes care of his editors. He takes great care of his people. He's super fucking generous. Like, yeah, no, he's super good people. Like, and he's good to his people. So, like, this supposition that you have to be an asshole to get anything out of your crew is just crap. Oh, hang on a second. Sorry guys, I had a super bad itch in my ear and that really sucked, so I had to take care of it. Anyway, yeah, you don't have to be a jerk to get stuff out of your crew. In fact, like, just be nice and be willing to do extra work, and your crew will be willing to work for you. Like, yeah, I don't know who's erroneously telling people, like my ex-boss, that it's okay or like it should be okay or encouraged to act like that, because it's not. Like, the blatant lies, like the outright lies and the manipulation and the gaslighting, and like, I don't know who you're trying to fool, lady. Like, whatever you have to tell yourself to sleep at night, I'll go away so that you don't have to deal with being a better person because I challenge you or whatever. Like, whatever. But yeah, no, I'm just, yeah, what the, oh no, I don't know what happened to my pencil. There we go. So, you know, all in all, in the long run, I'm not really upset. Like, it's gonna give me a chance to, you know, put some more into my channel. It's gonna give me a chance to, you know, put some more into this. I was really worried about not being able to keep up with this charcoal challenge, but, you know, going on interviews and keeping a schedule of having to turn in applications is a whole lot easier than, you know, having a regular schedule of work. So, you know, I'm trying, yeah, like I said, I'm trying to just see this all as like blessings in disguise, because, you know, I'm one of those people that will easily get bogged down in being scared that, you know, with COVID, I'm not ever going to find another job. Or, you know, that if I put too much into this art thing right now, that it's not going to, you know, nothing's ever going to come of it. You know, I just... Did I mention how hard it is to get his face accurately? Jesus. Dude, I am so freaking lucky this man, like, manscapes, like... Oh, Jesus. Huh. Okay, so... I think I'm approaching a point where I might be able to stop here. I'm definitely approaching the point where I need to go to sleep. So I think I'm gonna go do that. And I will get up in the morning and finish recording. So it is the next morning, and I am sitting down to get back to working on my first sketch for 31 Days of Charcoal. I don't know, it looks kind of weird now with just the first little bit put in, but we're gonna get there. And I'm very excited for this Inktober or whatever, this 31-day art challenge. I'm still a little, sensitive after what happened yesterday. I know I spent a lot of this video like reactive and, complaining about things that, complaining about things that maybe should have just been left. But to be perfectly honest, like, no one's gonna know who I was talking about. No one's gonna know that it was, the name of the restaurant or like the names of the people. So, like, I feel like my conscience is clear when it comes to how I expressed myself last night. I also feel like freaking, I kind of deserve to have a little bit of a flip out on this woman because, yeah, it's like she can tell herself that I deserve to be fired all she wants, but, the fact of the matter is, I am right. There's nothing that I could do or, no amount of hard work that I could do that would be good enough for her. Having injured myself and then watching the way she looked at me when I told her that I injured myself. Like, I've never seen such, like, I've had a lot of bosses that I've been convinced were sociopathic, and I have never seen somebody look so dead behind the eyes when they found out that they were responsible for hurting someone. Like, that's just freaking ridiculous nonsense to me. Yeah, so, but I will, I know my daughter's listening to me in the other room because I forgot to close my door. But that's okay. So I'm gonna go keep working on my portrait of D'Angelo Wallace, and I will be back in the next video.